Okay, let me know, guys, if it is coming. Look, if suddenly here you see the two files, let me know the recording is stopped. Okay, this one here you will see the double. Okay, if it is a square and the seconds are moving on, recording is on. If it is circle, is recording gone. It was there, but some coding issue. Okay, so okay, we are going to learn the new chapter. That's the accounts of companies, section 128 to 138. 128 deals with the books of accounts. 129 deals with the financial statements. 130 deals with the reopening of books of accounts. Reopening of books of accounts on order. Now, who is going to give the order? We will learn it. 131. It is again the reopening of the accounts, but voluntary reopening of accounts. After then, we have another topic 132. 132 talks about NFRA. I think you might have heard about what do you mean by NFRA? Anyone has any idea? NFRA. As being CS students, you must have the knowledge of that. Okay, Vicha. 132 is NFRA. NFRA is nothing but National Financial Reporting Authority. 133, I guess everyone is aware of. It is central government's power. 133 is talking about central government's power to issue accounting standards. Do you remember somewhere in the share capital chapter we try to learn that if 133 is applicable, then what happens, and if the 133 is not applicable, then what happens? I think an accounting standard is applicable, security premium. We had 133. We had, you remember? Okay, bacha. Section 134 is talking about board report. Board report and other related provisions. Okay. Now, what is 135? But 135 is, I think, one of the most lengthiest provision. 135 is write down CSR. What do you mean by CSR? Corporate Social Responsibility. ठीक है? In previous batch when I was teaching, they had a separate subject CSR in BCom. You have it. CSR entire subject. So I think you part of it like corporates, how much percentage they need to put aside. Yeah, so actually those sections have been taken from these only. But here we are going to learn in detail. And do you know, the worst part is not only section. Section is only 134, but you have to learn more about the rules, CSR rules. And there are so many good questions are there. And in fact, in the recent amendment, they have amended a lot of things. I would say, lot of things. Okay, but I will just focus on some basic important questions which are applicable to your exam. Okay, we do not need to take any risk. Even if it is lengthy, we will do in class in detail. I think, in fact, I will take more than 1.5 hours for that, maybe approximately. Okay, after then we are moving towards 136. All right, 136 deals with copy of audit report, copy of AR. AR stands for audit report as well as annual report. So I don't want to discuss much in that. After then 137. 137 is very important and interesting section. It is talking about financial statement to be submitted with ROC. So here we are going to learn something about financial statements. All right. Last is 138, and 138 is nothing but internal audit. That's all. Internal audit. I think you might have learned something about internal auditing during the auditing subject. Like which companies it is compulsory for them to appoint some class of companies, what are the functions, or what should be the qualification, whether any professional who is not a chartered accountant is allowed to be appointed as internal auditor. Likewise, questions you might have not done. Yeah, I forgot. I think company audit is not now the part of your, not now. Fine, no issue. Okay, and now what we have to see is like which section is important as far as your exam is concerned. Okay, so 128 very important because many questions been asked out of this 128. So keep it green, guys. Very substantial. 129. I would like to give you just 3 stars. Some questions are there, but so I would like to keep it as blue. Blue means 3, green means 5, red means okay. You can leave that. 130. You can give it like blue. 131 not asked at all. NFR is so far not asked. 133 not asked. 134 leave it. 135 oh god. This is you leave it. It's fine if you don't do it. This is very interesting. Internal audit so far it is not asked, but we should not take a chance. Alright, so I am keeping it as a blue. So this is what is enter. Green means very important. Blue means moderate, and red means okay, fine. It's just like a 1-star topics. You may ignore it if you want, but at least go with the brief at least once. Pardon? Just a rough ones. That's fine. Just remember the concept. Look, they are not asked so far. It doesn't mean they cannot ask. तो चांस ये है कि ज्यादा वेटेज कहाँ पे देना है वो आपको पता चल जाएगा. ठीक है, शुरू करें. Now, as far as section 128 is concerned, books of accounts. ठीक है. So here I don't want to go with any logic because guys, accounts it's something what you are learning since last I think almost 4 years, 3 years, 3 years. So what is accounts, books and उस सब में नहीं जाना. ठीक है. सीधे हम questions पे आते हैं. So guys, out of section 128, these are the questions what are possible in CA inter exam. शुरू करें. Question: can auditor access internal contract and deeds? Point number 2, what is books of accounts? Third, what is the place to keep the books of accounts? Is it possible to change the place to keep books of accounts. Explain the procedure to keep the books of accounts in electronic form. Explain the concept of software with auditor trail in the context of section 128. This is amendment, huh? I'm telling you. Seventh one is, who are the officers considered in default if books are not maintained as per section 128. Can a company maintain the books on cash basis? So these all are the possible questions. What can come out of one provision, all of you know that is 128. Okay. हेलो भरत भाई उधर करो कल हाँ बस बिला तुम्हारा रिपोर्ट्स मारे तने करेगा Okay guys, so let's begin with the discussion now. The first question comes like, can auditor access the internal contracts in the deeds while auditing? Okay, the case goes like this. Suppose you are the auditor, assume you all are chartered accountants and you are doing the audit of some company. In order to certify something, like you asked contract, what company responded? Why contract is the internal document, secret document of the company. You check ledgers, you check cash book, you check balance sheet, you check profit and loss account. Why are you asking deeds and the contracts? So company denied. So against that, what happened is auditor used the disclaimer of opinion. You know what's a disclaimer of opinion? He reported negatively in the audit report stating that these documents are not available, so we are not giving any opinion on this, which impacted very much negative to the public, and share market of the price went down. Company filed the case on the auditor. Just because of your negative, wrongful reporting, we lost the money in the stock market. Like you see, the fluctuation, reputation of the company went down. Auditor is responsible. By referring to the relevant provisions, explain here whether auditor is in default or not. Guys, this question, what I am telling, it's the real case. Reliance Telecommunication Limited versus PwC. 400 करोड़ रुपए का क्लेम ठोका था अनिल अंबानी ने. कितना? 400 crores. I think you should check it, because sometimes something what I'm saying, the students may believe that sir ये क्या है, ऐसा तो कुछ है नहीं. So you see, Reliance files case on PwC. Look at this. Sorry, it's not a 4,000 crores. My bad. It is 10,000 CR, and it's Reliance Capital. Defamation. Defamation stands for, उसको बोलते हैं मान हानि का केस बोलते हैं, जब आपकी रेपुटेशन डाउन होती है. किसके सामने? चलो तो बात ये है कि भाई क्यों उन्होंने कहा कि यू हैव रिपोर्टेड समथिंग नेगेटिव, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट इट अफेक्टेड माय स्टॉक प्राइसेस. Fine. So here my question to you is like, can an auditor access the internal contracts or not? And if you are not supplying this, and if it just goes for the qualification in the audit report, do you have right to file the suit against the auditor or not? पंखे वो जो काम के नहीं वो बंद कर सकते हैं अगर, क्योंकि वो आवाज कर रहे हैं. वो पीछे वाले फैंस चाहिए आप लोगों को. ठीक है, आगे बढ़े. Okay, fine. Thank you, Dhanush. So, okay, fine. According to section 143, auditor is allowed to access books of accounts. So, whatever comes under the definition of books of accounts, auditor is entitled to access. So, guys, actually, by asking this question, my hint is you must have the knowledge, lawful interpretation of what is books of accounts. Does it really contain the sales, purchase records, assets, expenses, income records, or it includes something else also? Let me tell you what is books of accounts. So I request all of you just come to section 2 now, because books of accounts are provided in the definition section. आप सीधे यहाँ पे आ जाओ. Section 2 subsection 13 gives the definition of what? Books of accounts. So look, listen to these words. It says that books of account includes record maintained in respect of all the sums of money received and expended. So income and expenditure records, sales records, purchase records. Are you getting me? Assets records, liabilities records, and if you are manufacturing, then cost records as mentioned under section 148. Okay? But I think I have to change my thing. What section 143 says? 143 says that auditor is allowed to check books and paper. Books and paper. Now look, section 2 subsection 12. What is book and paper? Book and paper or book or paper include books of accounts. So what does it mean? Whatever is prescribed here, he definitely has the right to access this. But over and above that, he has also right to access all the deeds. Deeds is nothing but all the contracts, all the vouchers, any kind of writings, any kind of documents. In fact, the minutes. Minutes, you understand? That's the scripting of the meetings also. So what you have discussed in the meetings, auditor can ask that also. Do you get me what I'm saying here? Or any kind of registers maintained whether in the paper format or the electronic format. So now you tell me, based upon that, book and paper includes books of accounts. So guys, actually auditor has the power to access all this plus This plus this plus this plus this plus this and plus this. Everything he has the right. In fact, nothing is, yeah, except the formula of the product, he can access everything. Product formula he will not, because that's the top level information. Yes or no? He can demand. So guys, if you are not supplying that, which is, I would say, significant for him to frame his opinion. So it is said like the management is preventing the auditor from accessing the relevant data, and he has the right to qualify his audit report. He has the right to issue disclaimer of opinion. So here guys, just because of that, if your share prices went down because you take it as what kind of comment? Negative comment. You don't have right to file the case. Because my intentions were not bad. I'm just performing my duty. Look at the dialogue. I'm just performing my, and the dialogue what I'm saying into this class, the same was taken by PwC to the court, and PwC won the case. It's quite obvious why I'm coming to your company, you are not allowing me to access to the document room. It is almost 10 days I demanded the documents and you are not supplying that. I have no other option rather than disclaiming my opinion. Yes or no? Even if I'm charging, let's say, tons of money as audit report fees, but still, look, that's not a bribe. You're paying 25 lakhs, it doesn't mean that you are taking a favor. It's not a favor. Do you get my point? It's a duty to pay. All right. So, guys, these two first questions are clear in everyone's mind. Okay, this is very interesting. Third, what is the place to keep the books of accounts? Okay, the question goes like this. Suppose company has three places. The first is the HO. First is the 5 branches. And third one is the register office. So my question to you is like where the books of accounts shall be kept? You have these three options. But the answer to this question is wrong answer. ब्रांच तो हो ही नहीं सकता, बचा क्या? Registered office. So guys, company's records will be kept at the RO. Why RO? You understand guys, which address is communicated to the government officially? RO, HO or branch? RO. So officially you are confirming that this is the address where I will accept all my communications, notices, demands, summons, everything what government demands. And what if government plans, in fact in the fourth BCom we have one chapter called the inquiry, inspection and investigation. Got the point? Inquiry, if still inquiry means asking some basic information. If government is not satisfied, they will send the dogs, go and smell, something is fishy. Because the information what the company has supplied, it's doubtful. So the government will send, their sniffer dogs, go and smell it, just to smell it. Most of the times, look, the basic things like asking the information is inquiry. Sending their trustable people to the company's premise to just check certain documents. It's called inspection. And in most of the cases, chartered accountants like professionals are assigned the job, go to that place, access the documents, and give us the report. And the report, what is supplied by chartered accountants, if they contain the very negative remarks, then guys, dogs se kaam nahi chalega. Then they throws their lions on the company. Then guys, CBI officers, SFIO officer, Special Fraud Investigation Office. अभी आया है. But they have unlimited powers. Sometimes they carry weapons also. CBI का रेट देखा होगा? अरे बोलो. So basic asking information is what? Inquiry. Sending chartered accountant like professionals to check the documents, inspection. And guys, when CBI like officers are coming, investigation. So that is the fundamental difference between inquiry, inspection, and investigation. So I'm telling you, you see, if the government wants to send the officers for the inspection or the investigation, भाई पहले कहाँ जाएंगे? So first of all, they will go to registered office. because they believe that all the literature regarding the company's transactions is lying over there. But am I clear to all of you? Okay, one of the important questions what I would like to take it, I have a doubt, I think ये question होना चाहिए आपके exam में. No, not exam but आपके study material. Let me check it up. Because why should I create the question if the same example or the illustration if it is given there in your material उसको ही ले लेता हूँ. ठीक है, ये tell me which module should I pick up now? Two ना. Okay guys, accounts of company. ठीक है. So देखो बच्चे, I have discussed about the head office. So guys, the language आपकी illustration की head से शुरू होनी चाहिए. नहीं. Oh, it is there. नहीं 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 नहीं, this is not, I'm sorry. नहीं, ऐसा थोड़ी होता है. Wait. This illustration must have to be there. उसके बिना question होना ही नहीं चाहिए. एक सेकंड रुको. हाँ, cap to be by company. यहाँ पे illustration आ रहा है कहाँ पर? वो ठीक है. अरे हाँ. Oh God, no illustration. It is not there. It is not there. But why I'm shocked because उसके ऊपर से question exam में आए हैं भाई. आप समझ रहे हो? उसके ऊपर से questions आए. चलो question नहीं है तो मैं बता दे रहा हूँ. ठीक है? Our question goes like this. Suppose there is a company. In order to get the tax benefits, in order to get what? Tax benefits, it has established its registered office in Rampur, one of the small villages of Maharashtra. But its majority operations are getting headed from the Mumbai. So HO is situated wherein? And from Mumbai to Rampur, it is approximately 300 kilometers. So company got fed up by this. Why fed up? Because every time whenever you want to access the reports, all the ways they have to go back to Rampur, which is how many kilometers away? 300. So company wants to keep the registered office as Rampur, but wants to change the place of keeping the books of accounts to Mumbai. Is it possible? You do not want to change the registered office, but you want to change what? Just the place to keep the books of accounts. Is it possible or not? So guys, my simple question to you, the place to keep the books of accounts can be separated or not from the registered office. But the answer to that question is yes, it is possible. So that's why we have the fourth question. Is it possible to change the place to keep the books of accounts? Answer to that question is absolutely yes, it is possible. It is possible. So what you need to do is like simple. You have to pass board resolution. क्या pass करना? And inform to ROC. Inform to ROC. That's all. Okay, that's all. So if you read over here, it is mentioned under section 128, subsection. Let me just tell you. This one. अरे ये क्या 128 खोला क्यों नहीं? Oh God, still I'm in the definition, right? अच्छा मैंने इसको ओपन किया, क्लिक ही नहीं किया 128 पे. All right, Richa. Now here you see, it is written in the subsection 1 only. Prepare and keep at the registered office all the books of account and the other relevant papers for the financial year. All right. Now further it says that provided, this is the proviso, if company wants, it may keep such books of accounts at other place in India, provided they have to pass what? Board resolution, and within 7 days of the passing it, you have to intimate to ROC in writing. That's all. So in fact, we have a separate form for that. You have to just file that form and intimate to ROC. But please mark this paragraph as 5 stars, because in CA final as well as in CA inter, we have expected a lot of questions out of this. Many questions out of this. चलो समझ में आई बात. So I guess this much is clear. Okay. Now one more question. I'm telling you that the question goes like this: there's a company. Company has one branch, and this branch is located at assume. Okay, company is in Bangalore, but branch is located in Udupi. Okay, both are the cities of Karnataka. Udupi is also a decent city. मजा आता है. Now company decides that all the branches will maintain its books of accounts at branch office only. Do you understand? It's called the decentralized accounting system. You might be branch accounts में पढ़ाया होगा आप लोगों को. Centralized means everything, billings and everything will get done through HO. Decentralized means each and every branch will be operated as a separate unit. हाँ तो in short ये पता समझ में. Centralized means everything from center. Decentralized means every branch will be considered as a separate unit. So in this example, I'm telling that company has decided to go for the decentralized approach. So Udupi is maintaining the books of accounts not in HO but in branch. So some of the members contended that it is the violation of subsection 1. Why? It is written that company shall prepare. But a company means what? It includes only HO or along with branch. HO plus branch, everything. So every branch office is nothing but the part of company. So when you read the subsection 1, that every company shall prepare and keep at its registered office books and papers in books of accounts, that means this section talking about branches also. So that means, guys, if you read the subsection 1, it is clearly trying to say that company is not allowed to go for decentralized system. I'm just interpreting the provision the way it is mentioned. तो मेरा एक ही क्वेश्चन है, if Udupi in my question is maintaining the decentralized accounting system, that means over there some different software or different accounting system, here altogether different. Is it valid compliance of section 128 or not? Or it's a violation? If it is a violation, guys, there is the punishment, penalty. अब ये क्वेश्चन अगर एग्जाम में आया तो क्या लिखोगे? क्वेश्चन समझ में आया सब लोगों को? I am questioning about the maintenance of the books of accounts with respect to the branch. So don't you think, guys, subsection 1 is written with some loophole? Because it is at the end of the day company's choice whether branch should merge the accountancy with the head office. Thank God today we have the softwares like cloud and ERP. In olden days, in 2013, the data was not so free. And what if I have 500 branches and I want to keep the accounts separately for each branch? And guys, government realized their mistake later on after making subsection 1, and they came up with, my dear students, here subsection 2. What it is written? It is written that when company has branch office, either in India or, and if proper books of accounts are maintaining over there, but periodically they are sending some summarized returns to HO. Summarized returns stands for summary of the financial transactions like debtors list, creditors list, balance sheet, profit and loss account. Periodically they are sending to HO. It will be valid compliance of subsection 1. Do you understand? So this subsection 2 is only for what? branch office, whether located in India or, look, I'm reading the entire text so that we can get the solution of the problem what I have raised. Where a company has a branch office in India or outside India, it shall be deemed to have complied with the subsection 1. If proper books of accounts to the transactions are maintained at where? At the branch office, over there it is kept, and proper summarized returns periodically are sent by the branch office to HO. Do you get my point? So today if I ask you the question that decentralized accounting system is possible if you are maintaining the branch or not, what's supposed to be your answer? Yes, it's allowed and law doesn't have any objection. A condition, what's that condition is? Periodically, what do you have to do? You have to send the summarized returns to, but I'm telling you periodically means what? What if the branch is giving once in 2 years? What if it gives once in 1 year? What do you mean by periodically? Unfortunately, the word periodically is not defined in the law. But experts are saying that standard will take 3 months. Max to max, once in a quarter would be sufficient, I would say. Once in a quarter, because listed company must have to report. You know what? Normal companies must have to get their books of accounts audited once in a year, but listed company once in a quarter. Not only once in a quarter, they need to publish their audited financial statements in one or more newspaper. I don't know how many of you are reading the Economics Times, but if you start reading that, you will realize that once the quarter is getting ended, you will find a lot of publications of the balance sheets and the profit and loss account and the audit reports of a lot of companies. And that process starts till 10 to 15 days, next 10 to 15 days. Sometimes Economics Times says to companies, sorry, we don't have space in our newspaper now. तो भाई ये इतना easy नहीं जितना आप समझ रहे हैं. But am I clear to all of you? ठीक है? So just focus on over here that the first 3 questions are clear along with the branch. Okay. Is it possible to change the, sorry, ये भी हो चुका है ना? हाँ. Fifth question. Explain the procedure to keep the books of accounts in electronic form. First of all, is it possible to maintain the books of accounts in electronic form? भाई आपको मेंटेन करना ही पड़ेगा. Today you have, let's say, every, oh God, what I should say on this. Section 128 allows the company to maintain the books of accounts in. Just imagine this provision wasn't there, then what could be the consequences? If this provision doesn't allow the company, then you have to go for not a manual. You maintain in computer, but you should have at least one copy as printed. Do you understand? Look, not in electronic form, it should be in physical form. And physical form has the two types, either handwritten format or printed format. So handwritten is the wrong answer. But guys, imagine every day you have 5,000 transactions. Printing the stationery at the end, you are killing a lot of trees. Isn't it? That's the one of the reasons for the greenhouse effect. Yes or no? So look, when I'm saying that can company keep the books of accounts in electronic form, please don't take this interpretation. That means that it has to just maintain the books of accounts into the computers. It is not like that. They will just not maintain in the computerized thing, they will store in the computerized form. That means physical printing of every record is not compulsory. Let me tell you guys the era, somewhere in the 1995, एक केस बताता हूँ आपको. एक केस बताता हूँ. Do you agree that India started using computers somewhere around from the decade of 80s? 80s, 81, 82, 85, we had the computers. So there was income tax demand, like income tax notice received by one client, like SSC. And income tax department demanded that I want these documents, your ledger accounts, your cash account, your bank balance accounts, your profit and loss accounts, your balance sheets. I need everything. That man who was doing the business was a little bit smart. So what did he do is like at that point of the time, pen drive like concept was not invented. I guess there was a floppy. Floppy, you understand? Oh God. देखो फ्लॉपी के बाद सीडी आया, सीडी के बाद डीवीडी आया, डीवीडी के बाद ब्लू रे डिस्क आया और उन सब के ऊपर मेमोरी कार्ड एंड फ्लैश ड्राइव. But the first storage media in the computer what was getting used that was the floppy. So he submitted floppy to income tax department. Said that this is the floppy, it contains everything what you demand. Income tax considered these as non-submission. Do you understand? He wrote in his report that we demanded the documents, but the client didn't submit anything. And he raised the demand of somewhere around 4 crores. Against that, the client goes to the court asking that, why I submitted na? I submitted the floppy, you see. And he said the floppy is in digital form. Which form? Digital form. And still in India, maintaining the books of accounts in digital form is not allowed. So even if you're maintaining in computerized format to make your work easy, we don't have any problem. But at the end of the day, you should have some printed outputs. आप समझ रहे हो? Matter got escalated to the court, and court ने क्या judgment दी? Yes, income tax department is correct. Because still the digital contents were not getting legalized. It was not legalized by the government yet. First time in the year of 2000 when they introduced the Information Technology Act of 2000, let me tell you. Which act? IT Act 2000. Over the first time in the history of India, they gave legal recognition to digital content. You tell me one thing. Today, if you are presenting the media newspaper cutting to the court as the evidence, will the court accept it? मीडिया रिपोर्ट्स कटिंग यू स्टार्ट आर्ग्यूइंग लाइक दिस देखो सर रिपोर्ट में ये लिखा है उस न्यूज चैनल ने ये लिखा है will court entertain these cuttings of the paper as the evidences or not? Answer to that question is court will not consider this as the evidence because newspaper media reports are not authentic source of information. बेटा आर यू गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? बेटा एक बात समझो अभी आपको बेटा आईटी की ताकत बता तो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक की ताकत बताता हूँ. Assume that you are a girl, woman, work. It's like just assume. Working in one corporate. One of your colleagues who is working in a computer, you have email, he has the email, and this is the time of 85 or 90s or 1995 around. He sent you an abusing mail, objectifying a woman. A very bad language was used. I don't want to define that. You can understand it. You went to police station and complained about him. Do you know in 1995 what was the decision? Male wouldn't be considered as evidence. And if it is not evidence, court will not take into records. If it is not taken into records, court cannot enforce this. If court cannot enforce this, guys, even if he has abused in writing, he would get no punishment. So what do you think? आपको क्या लगता है? Law मजाक है? बिल्कुल नहीं बेटा. In 2000, first time, digital contents were given the lawful recognition. And now, in the court, digital images, digital audios, digital videos, in fact, video conferences are considered as the part of legal contents, valid contents, legitimate contents, legal evidences. So I'm just telling you that whether can company maintain the books of accounts in electronic? Come on, that's 2013, very much in advance. Answer to that question is yes, but there are few guidelines issued by the corporate law to follow. What are those guidelines? Now the next step what I'm just sharing with you, but promise me you will not misuse that. तो बताओ ना. आज पता है आप लोगों को क्या होता है? When income tax people come to your home to raid under the belief that you have steal the income tax, वो सबसे पहले आपका क्या लेके जाएंगे? आपका फोन लेंगे, because phone contains a lot of information about your digital transactions. Second thing, they will not take your computer, they will take your hard disk. Computer with the, because computer is not of any use ना. But they will आपका hard disk निकाल के लेके जाएंगे, and they will decode their hard disk in their forensic lab, because everything is hidden in that. I don't know whether you heard about this or not, that in GST raids and the income tax raids, income tax captured these many hard disk of the computers, not a computer. हाँ, if a laptop is there, hard disk is not separable, तो वो लेके जाएंगे. पीसी में से हार्ड डिस्क कुछ नहीं है यार, अनप्लग करके निकाल लो, कुछ बड़ी बात नहीं है. दे हैव सम टेक्नीशियंस. Now you tell me one thing, Bachcha, whether law allows to maintain the books of accounts in electronic form or not? Answer is yes. So people are very smart. अब देखो बेटा, मेरे जैसा अगर कोई सीए होगा, what I would advise to my client who are doing black money transactions. Sorry, I don't have any client like this, but I'm telling you how would I consult them. I say don't maintain any record in your laptop which can leave the impression in hard disk. Then if you want to use the software, तो क्या करोगे? In the market, there are so many cloud-based softwares are available. Cloud means use your PC to do the entry, but entry will not get saved in your computer, just like a Google Drive. You are working from your computer, but everything will get stored in the Google's hard disk. So use the cloud accounting software. One of the fantastic is the QuickBooks, but are very famous internationally. I don't know whether you have about that or not. QuickBooks, and the second one is the Zoho Books. I would say fantastic. Like मेरे पास word नहीं है. This is Indian site, and look at guys. You can. It is specifically available for the chartered accountants. Why? Because CA has the lot of clients. They have a lot of automation facility. But understand, bacha, one thing. Whatever entries you are passing here, it will get stored here or in the US servers. And if the income tax wants to get my data, what illegal entries are you pass? If they come to my home to raid, उनको क्या मिलेगा? Pardon? Yes, I just want to tell you that after 30th April 2023, QuickBooks has discontinued according to Indian standards because it's very difficult for them to maintain, update their entire server. यहाँ पे GST keeps on changing now and then, you know that. Every time GST changes, they have to change the entire system. And that was headacheable. How much they're charging? 10,000 rupees hardly for per annum for one user. So they were so much fed up, उनका मेरे को नहीं करना है, छोड़. But one more we have, it is QuickBooks. I'm sorry, I would say Zoho Books. One more free version is also available there, and that's the Wave apps, Wave accounting. It doesn't contain much things like basic accounting. Basic accounting. It is free of cost. If you, in fact, if you go to pricing, देखो 0%, 0%. But are you getting my point? So basically, without paying any rupees, if you want to use the cloud accounting platform, I think this is the wonderful things. If you want to learn, just consult me. I won't charge fees for that. Favor देंगे अपन ऐसा थोड़ा सा. Christ students. Okay, fine. Income tax raided. They took the hard disk. क्या मिला उसको? Nothing is stored here, and they got shocked. And actually, it is the greatest and the big loophole for the government. Yes or no? At the one hand side, you cannot stop the companies and other taxpayers maintaining the books of accounts digitally, electronically. But at the other hand side, what about the traces? And that's why, guys, the first condition, if you want to keep your books of accounts in electronic form, is that you have to give the IPs of server. IP, you understand? It is the digital locations, IP addresses. Every machine has the IP address. In fact, when you type like this today, that what is my IP4 IP, the computer will, hey, sorry, what is my IP4 IP, or what is my IP? Just let me type like this. What? Yeah, this is what 103.105.225.56. This is what is my IP as of now. So guys, if the hacker gets this IP, they can easily access what? My computer. This is public IP. Okay. In fact, Google.com, it has also one machine ID. I have a doubt whether Google.com IP. Sure. Server IP address. Uh, all right. So as of now, okay, fine. IP4 is 142.2 point something like. If I copy this, suppose, instead of typing google.com, if I paste this IP here, what do you think? Will Google get opened or not? Whether Google will get opened or not? क्या लगता है आपको? Let's try. बहुत दिनों पहले गाना काफी फेमस था. दिल को देखो, चेहरा ना देखो. चेहरे ने लाखों को लूटा. Google.com is just a face, but real identity is the number. And what's that number? If it is not assigned to the website, it should show the error. If I just make 1 here, after 6 I made a 1, now look at it. It is not reflecting the website. It is showing something all odd results. But in fact, if I just click on this and directly go here, okay, again Google. चलो मुझे उस चीज में आपको IPs देने पड़ेंगे. And second thing, you have to ensure that accounts are maintained with security. With what? It should be not alterable state, not alterable. Once the accounts are finalized, you should you must have to maintain the security in such a way so that later on no one can manipulate your accounts. Make sense or not? So some basic guidelines are given under section 128 in the rules. In fact, if you come here, okay, let me tell you here, if you just go to the word electronically, yeah, it is written. Further, that the company may keep the such books of accounts in what form? Now listen to the word. It is written that such books of account or other relevant papers. So it is just not about books of accounts. You can maintain your minute books in electronic form. You can maintain your registers in, but these rules you have to follow. These rules you have to follow. Do you get me what I am saying, Bacha? Okay. So guys, it is written that books of accounts must have to be accessible in what? India. So whenever income tax department raids, you cannot say sorry, we don't have the locations. I will not give it. You can't say it should be easily accessible. This point I will tell you later on because it is the amendment, recent amendment. And you see, this amendment is going to be applicable. This is the effective date. But amendment took place in, if you just click it over here, 1 point, 2021, just the 2 years back, it got introduced. So it is very much important for your exam. Now what it is saying that now any software, what you're using electronically, it must contain, there is one word called audit trail. Are you able to look at it? Audit trail is which line? Next line. Oh, yeah, this one. And this is what the I think little bit confusing things. What is this audit trail and what kinds of rubbish all this? Okay. Audit trail we have to learn little bit in the technical because now I cannot explain in the accounting terms. We have to understand in the technological terms. Okay. So okay, you think on this. What do you mean by audit trail? देखो बेटा ऑडिट पढ़ा है तो ऑडिट ट्रेल तो पता होना चाहिए. Audit evidences are now. Take you think on this. What is audit trail? And I will tell you what is this. ठीक है? 2 मिनट. या आप थोड़ा ब्रेक लेना चाहेंगे 5 मिनट का? वो ज़्यादा लंबा वाला ब्रेक. 5 minutes. Because once you go down or when I go down, तो फिर टाइम गैप ज़्यादा हो जाता है और टाइम चला जाएगा. जस्ट टू फ्रेशन अप होकर वापस आ जाओ. चाय में बात नहीं करेंगे. ठीक है? Till the conclusion of this topic, I think few points I won't be able to complete in today's class, so वो हम कल करेंगे.